Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a response to a video uploaded by Apos, which is titled The Complete Refutation of Mecca in the Bible. Let's now begin analyzing Apos' argument. Why does Apos think that the claim that Mecca is mentioned in Psalm 84 is stupid? Let's go and watch.
Did you guys catch that?
You said Bacha.
Oh my god. This can't be real. How can this be possible? I thought it's supposed to sound like Mecca. Let's listen to this again. How does it sound? How could this be true? He says Bacha. He says Bacha. How can this be?
Before continuing, I want to say that as I was watching this clip, I really felt sorrow in my heart. Not for Apos, but for his gullible fans who invest their money and time supporting him, only to come with this childish argument. Rather than utilizing the money that your followers give in order to buy books and take courses and expand your knowledge, this is the best you can do? Go to a website, play the sound, and then claim that it is different, it's not the same word? People spend their entire life studying languages and how the pronunciation of words change from language to language. And rather than doing research, actual research on this in order to dismantle the Islamic claim, all you do is
He says Bacha. He says Bacha.
He said Bacha. He said Bacha. Really? Really, Apos? That's what these gullible people pay you money for? Anyways, guys, it is what it is. There is no refund. You already wasted your time supporting this ignoramus. Deal with it. Let's carry on.
When you first hear it, it sounds like, oh, what a coincidence. Bacha, Mecca, And the Quran also calls Mecca Bacha at the very beginning, at first. The problem is that this word Bacha in the Bible is not actually Bacha, it's actually a Bacha. It's a completely different letter. Hebrew and Arabic come from the same language family, and the letter which is used in Bacha is unrelated to the letter which is used in Mecca, which sounds completely...
Let's stop here. He said that the letter which is used for Bacha is completely different from the letter which is used in Bacha. And this is completely false. The letter which is used for Bacha in Arabic is the letter Kaf. This is the letter Kaf. This is from Wikipedia. And the Hebrew letter which is used for Bacha is also Kaf letter in Hebrew. So in both language, Arabic and Hebrew, they use a letter called Kaf, which is used for the K sound. In Hebrew, however, they have two ways of pronouncing this letter. You can see in the table below. If the letter has dot, then it's pronounced as ka, and if the letter doesn't have this dot, it's pronounced as kha. Why and when, I don't know, and I'm not interested to know. The point here is the letter which is used in Bacha is the same kaf letter. And in Arabic, it's the same letter which is used for Bakka, the kaf letter. And if we go to websites which compare the Arabic alphabets with the Hebrew alphabets, we will always see that the kaf in Arabic is the equivalent of kaf in Hebrew. But wait, how do we know that the letter which is used in Bakka is the kaf letter? Well, thanks to Apos, we have an expert who's going to tell us.
We're not exactly sure what the form of the word is. So as it stands in like the main Masoretic text tradition, you have this word Bacha with an aleph at the end. And the aleph, Beit Kaf, aleph has, is variously translated like balsam trees.
So this is from the same interview that Apos had with Dr. Bowen, which he did for the purpose of refuting the Islamic claim. Turned out that he refuted himself. Now you might ask, Apos removed so many things from the interview, edited so much. Why did he miss to edit this one? Because he's ignorant on the subject he's talking about. He didn't know that the Arabic alphabet is called Kaf, just like the Hebrew alphabet. Otherwise, he would have removed it. Let's carry on watching.
These passages don't talk about something called Bakka. What the passage says is passing through the valley of Bakha, they make it a spring. The word here, which is not Latinized the way Arabic is Latinized, is not Bakka or Bakka, which sounds similar to Mecca. It is Bakha. The Muslim claim is that it is Mecca, and that the Quran mentions Mecca as Mecca and as Bakka, and that Bakka was an old name of Mecca, which is a whole disputed different matter, but that's a different story. So they read this as Bakka and say, oh look, this points at that. But these words are completely different. They don't sound.
I have read a lot about this Bakka thing, and I have never heard this objection from anyone. So as always, Apos is unique in that perspective. It's not just the scholars didn't make that argument, they themselves relate the Valley of Mecca to places which don't sound like Baha. For example, in the Jewish encyclopedia we read Koenig takes Bakka from the Arabian Bakka. Koenig is Frederick Koenig, a 19th century Semitic scholar. So apparently the Jewish encyclopedia is quoting an ignorant man. They should quote Apos rather than Frederick Koenig, because Koenig didn't know that the word Baha is completely different from the word Bakka. Just to clarify, Koenig is not saying that Bakka is the valley of Mecca, which is Mecca, but the point is he's relating Baha to a word which doesn't sound the same. Let's take another example. In Bible Hub website we have this commentary on Psalm 84. A valley found by Procardet in the neighborhood of Sinai. So this valley was found by a biblical scholar. Let's go and see if this valley will sound like Baha. This is the valley they are talking about in Lebanon. It's called Bika in English, and in Arabic it is Biqa'. Does Biqa' sound like Baha? Well, these biblical commentators seem to be very stupid, right? Another commentator from BibleHub.com. Here it says that the name is taken from the Arab tree called Bakaun, resembling the balsam tree. So again, they don't seem to have a problem with different pronunciation. But how dare we Muslims say that it is Bakka even though the letters are the same? Another important point, and I know that I'm not the first one who have said this, if we follow this logic of Apos, if we cannot say that Bakka is Bakha because they sound different, that will mean all the Arab Christians are heretics, because the name of the prophets in Arabic are different. Here is a list of prophets. Let's take the easier one, which is Ismail. In Hebrew it's pronounced as Ishmael. Ismail versus Ishmael. But let's take an example which is relevant to this Bakka and Bakha. The prophet Zechariah. Zechariah in Arabic is Zechariah. Zechariah. In Hebrew it uses the same kaf letter, but it is pronounced with the kha sound. I think it's Zachariah or Zechariah. I'm not quite sure about the pronunciation. I think I need an expert.
Bakha.
So the letter which is used in Zechariah in both Arabic and English is the kaf letter. However, in Arabic it's pronounced as ka. In Hebrew it's pronounced as kha. Another example will be the word king. In Arabic it's Malik. The last letter is the kaf, Malik. In Hebrew it's the same, but it's pronounced differently. So it's pronounced as Melech. Malik in Arabic and Melech or Malik in Hebrew. Again, I don't know how to pronounce the kha sound. I need an expert.
Bakha.
Oh, and I forgot to say that I asked Dr. Joshua Bowen about this point. The expert which was interviewed by Apos to refute Muslim apologists.
I have a question related to your recent interview in Redvan's channel, also known as Apostate Prophet. Some Muslims say that the name Bakka in Arabic is read as Bakha in Hebrew, and that the letter used for the K sound in Arabic and in Hebrew are the same. Is this accurate? And he responded, I would love to see how it is spelled in Arabic. Then I gave him the spelling in Arabic, Bakha. And then Dr. Joshua Bowen responded by saying, yeah, the Hebrew letter in Bakka or Bakka is this kaf. So the same as the kaf in Arabic.
Is there anything else you want to say, Apos?
The same word is mentioned in 2 Samuel 5:23, where it says, "You shall not go directly up, circle around behind them, and come at them in front of the Bahaim," which is translated as trees or balsam trees.
Let's go and see 2 Samuel 25 from the Arabic Bible. The word which is used for tree in 2 Samuel 25 is al-buka, buka, because in Arabic weeping means buka. The verb is yabki. The past tense is baka. So even in the Arabic Bible, the word is with the ka sound. Baka, buka. And now I think that we have fully refuted this baka versus baha thing, which makes me feel very sad because I think we are going to miss Apos' pronunciation of this word.
Baha, habaha, baha.
He will never dare to say it again. Which explains why, if you go and watch his interview with Dr. Boyne, you wouldn't find this question. He didn't ask Dr. Boyne, is it baka or baha? Or maybe he asked him, but he removed it from the video.
He says baha. He says baha. How
Stay tuned, there will be other videos that will make Apos regret making his video. Thank you so much for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.